Yeah, hi, good evening, my friends. Good evening, and welcome to Cat Ninjas. Welcome. So let's continue our journey with Twist with Geometry. So we were discussing few things on geometry. I think we did up quite a bit of core geometry, triangles, the circles, the quadrilateral. And yesterday we also kind of looked at mensuration. Today we will look at one concept from the geometry where it is technically based on right angle triangles. We look at the heights and distances. That's what we are trying to do, right? Once we are done with the heights and distances, probably we can look at few other parameters as well. Yes, so I'm not doing a pure trigonometry perspective, not that. So I'm still using the triangle perspective where kind of right angle triangles, less of trigonometry, more of certain concept, just a concept from the geometry is what I'm going to use. Let's try and quickly examine some questions which appeared in exams like CAT, ZAT and IIFT. That is what we are going to take a look at today. Great, so here we go. So before we start, let me quickly introduce myself. So I'm Belvi Srinivas. Been working in the test prep industry since 2007. That's about 14 years now. And all through that, I also trained students and also I contributed towards the management of the courses and etc. Yes, in that time, so I kind of, although I mentored the students overall in all spheres, and I especially developed the skills to train the students effectively in the area of QA, DI, and LR. That's a little bit about me. Yeah, you can know more about this at a later stage. Yeah, and if you would like to have quickly interface and code travel, you can join this Telegram group, and on this Telegram group, you can post your short concerns and the things so that I will get back to you, or there are few active students on the Telegram group, and they will also try if the concern is pretty general in nature, so they will also try and address it. Or if you are posting some questions as doubts, somebody will reach out to you. If not, so I will definitely, you can DM me directly message so that I will reach out to you. Yeah, that's pretty much about how we can reach out together. Yeah, hi Arjun. Hello Neha. Hello Sumit. Yeah, so before we get on to the lecture, allow me to quickly finish certain announcements. There are certain new batches set to launch come tomorrow. That's tomorrow. I think there are batches which are set to launch on 6th. I think this is referring to the old subscription plan, if I'm not wrong. There are some batches which are set to launch not on 3rd, it's on 6th November. So on 6th November, you have two batches. This is on 3rd as usual, and there are two other batches starting on November. I'm sorry, I think there is a wrong slide out here. One of them is for Snap specific course. There is a Snap specific course, and there is another one CAT 22 course setting to launch on 6th of November as well. You may wonder, hey, there is another one batch already started on 3rd November. Yes, there is a CAT 22 batch which started on 3rd November. There is another one which is set to start on 6th November, and there is a Snap specific Snap 21 course set to launch on 6th of November. How you can be a part of this? You may have to take one of the subscription. Either it can be a plus subscription or it could be iconic subscription. The plus subscription, you get exposure to all structured courses. Good evening everybody, good evening. So a lot of you joined, great. So let me quickly finish the subscription plan so that you kind of understand if somebody is here and it. Yeah, the plus offers you all the structured courses. It can be at level 1, level 2, level 3 in different areas. Somebody may be very good at one of the particular topics. Say for example, you may be very good in grammar, so therefore you don't have to do the level 1. You may have to start the grammar on level 2. You find all these kind of courses, level 2, level 3 courses, be it grammar, be it vocabulary on RC, or it could be algebra, or it could be arithmetic. That's what the plus gives you, the kind of, it gives the privilege to pick and choose and develop the skills in rightful, right? Yeah, and these are the subscription plans. On all these subscription plans you will get 10% discount whenever you use any of the educator code, including my code, which is Belvi 100. Yes, so iconic gives you the privilege to speak to the mentor in one-to-one capacity, right? In one-to-one capacity. So how many, if you are taking a 6-month subscription plan, you get 25 one-to-one interactions you can have. If it's an annual plan, 50 interactions. If it is a 2-year plan, you can have 100 interactions, right? So what do you do in any interactions? You can set up the interactions at your own will with any of the educator of your choice. During the, you can bring up the interactions with respect to the doubts, or it could be interactions with respect to concept. It could be interactions with respect to your preparation plan based on your own strengths and weaknesses. It can be with respect to your test analysis, right? So or it can be with respect to your application form filling. Any of this. It can be responses to your interview questions. Some of the interview questions that typically in mind, you are not sure whether that can be spoken in front of the professor at a B school interview. So all those things can be kind of, you can work it out the one-to-one interactions. Now this comes in addition to all the structured courses which are true for plus. Right, that kind of brings us to the end of the presentation on this particular front. Okay, let's get on to the lecture mode. So can I quickly know who are all here at this point in time? So you can just put that, you can put something in the chat there. I could see that Neha being here, Sumit being here, Srishti being here, Isha is here, Shalu is here. Okay, Rishav has joined in. Okay, all right. Advik, I didn't understand which course means what. Which plan you are trying to say, Advik? Is it iconic or plus? Is that what you are trying to say? Yeah, hi Advik. Yeah, I didn't get you one of your query. You said that which course is better. Are you talking about the subscription plans? Because courses are plenty, right? Courses are plenty. If you are talking about the plus or iconic, right? Plus or iconic. Right, that's a concern. Okay, now before I suggest plus or iconic, I just want to know that, okay, who is mentoring you, who has mentored you in the past, etc. What you do is just go get on to the Telegram group, get on to my Telegram group. We'll discuss it out there. Otherwise, now this lecture becomes a counseling lecture, right? I will ask some questions, you will keep chatting out here. We will take it offline. Is that fine? Making sense? Because there are many others here. That is not the idea here. Idea is not about keep discussing this is the which plan, all that, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll take it up offline so that we will not eat into everybody's time out here. Otherwise the discussion will be between me and you, and others would be mute spectators and they don't know what to do on that. Okay, Namita is saying that the voice is echoing. What is this problem? Yesterday also some people said this, breaking, echoing. Is this fine, guys? Rishav says no echo. Yeah. Oh, every time don't hold me for echo, this, that. Okay, yeah, just ensure from your end, nothing wrong. You bring it to my notice. That's good. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everybody's saying it's fine. Namita, please check connections at your end. Check maybe the speakers. You want to use the headphones, just check it out. Or you want to remove the headphones, whichever way it is, right? If there is some knocking sound, just check the audio at your side. Should be fine. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. So let's get on to this. So what is that? All right, typically couple of words. Let me quickly introduce here. So this is what you kind of get. There is a line of vision. Before I get started, let me warm you up a little bit. There is a line of vision in the sense, if the observer, the person is at sea and the height of the tower is too tall, then we will ignore the height of the person. Yeah. And then we say that, so here it comes. Shalu is asking that, are you a South Indian? Yes. But how does it matter, Shalu? Indian from South. Yeah, whichever it is. How does it matter? So put this offline. Yeah. South, North, oh, we are all global citizens today. Yeah, we are Indians, but then like no. So yes, it really doesn't matter, isn't it? For me, that doesn't really matter unless there is something more to it. Yeah, I know that. Okay, there may be something more to it. Shalu, we will take that offline. So therefore, what is the next thing? Okay, if I say that somebody is from East India, therefore what? There is a follow-up to it, right? I know. Now don't bring up all the follow-ups. That's what I meant, Shalu. Yeah, otherwise it becomes another discussion. We will remove the heights and distances. We'll be now discussing geography. Let's not make geography. We'll take it offline. Is that okay? Yeah, I know, because there will be a follow-up question to this. It cannot end there, right? Okay, cool. Let's continue. So angle of elevation is what? When you look up, it becomes the elevation. When you look up, so you turn, you rotate, and you start. This is the line of vision. Technically, this should be the line of vision for the person, but when you look up, it becomes the elevation. We know that. No big deal about it. Similarly, the elevations, technically, you give 30 degrees, 60 degrees or 45 degrees. Already, if you look at 8 out of 10 questions which come in CAT or ZAT or IIFT, because we treat them under geometry, CAT, ZAT or IIFT, I'm saying that about 80% of the questions would have beautiful angles, that is 30, 60 or 60, 45, right? So the angle of elevation or depression would be this. At times they might give us 15 degrees, 75 degrees, and so on. At this point in time, what you can use either sine A minus B you can use, or if cos A minus B fits in, that you use, or tan A minus B fits in, that you can use. Minus or plus, whatever it is, you may say that say plus fits in, then use plus. For example, if I want 15 degrees, right, standard angles we'll know 15, I can write it as 45 minus 30. It can be sine, cosine or tan, doesn't matter, right? Which one that you want to use doesn't matter. You would know the value of 45, you would know the value of 30, but all you got to know is what? Sine A minus B, right? So which is nothing but sine A, cos B minus cos A sine B, so on and so forth, right? So you will know particularly I say that, hey, learn these angles: sine A plus or minus B, cos A plus or minus B, tan A plus or minus B. That would suffice for heights and distances. If the angles are not this, generally you find in the remaining 2 out of 10 questions, 15 or 75, sometimes you will find that 53 degree comes in there, right? Angle of elevation is 53 degree. Don't worry, if it is 53 degree, author will give the angle. He says that man sine 53 degrees is equal to 0.6, something like that. He will give some value there. Don't worry, he will supply that value in case if it is in any awkward angle. But when he gives sine 53, it may not be fully useful. You may want to find what is cos 53 or 37, something like that. So that the basics of trigonometry will help you there. So technically I should be aware of 30, 60, 45 angles, and then sine A plus or minus B, cos A plus or minus B, tan A plus or minus B should suffice. What if it is any awkward angle? Then author would have supplied some value for it, because sine functions will not be there on our calculator. Trigonometric functions are not there on the calculator, which is given to us in CAT. Fair enough. That sets the tone for the lecture. Hey, what about the depression? Depression means person is here. Angle of depression, when you talk about this, the person is here. So now already he may be looking straight there, but he's observing an object here. Object is here. If he looks at the object, that is called as angle of depression. I'm sure already we are all comfortable with this. On this note, let's get started with the questions. All you got to do is keep your book ready, keep your pen ready. We are doing the reflective action of learning, in the sense, say, it's because we are just about less than about three and a half weeks to CAT. All we got to do is reflective action, in the sense I'll give some time, think about these questions, then we will come back and we will address it. That's what we do for the next 40-45 minutes. Okay, all ready? Ready means you kept your books and pen ready, all set to start. Yeah, quickly put something in the chat. Not ready, then keep ready and then say yes. Keep the things ready. No passive on looking. If you think that, okay, I will just watch what happens here, then you have to sign off. Okay, because I don't like people simply watching. All right, yeah, it is not edutainment. There is no entertainment here. Let's not make edutainment. Let's have the right attitude towards learning, which helps. Which helps. Involvement is required from both the sides. I need to involve, you also be equally involved. Guys, other than Rishabh, Sumit, Shalu, Rahul, Isha and Preet, can others also say that you guys are ready? Where is Chinmay? Keval? Not there today? Or you guys are hiding behind? Yeah? Great. Vibhash, Risti. Nice. All right, guys. Yeah, here we go. Let's get started. Let's get started. Take up the first question. So I will give 2 minutes because you may have to draw schematic diagram. As a part of warm-up, I will give little time here. Yeah. Draw schematic diagram, my friends. All of you draw a schematic diagram. Then automatically you will get the answer. It's all the matter of time. Time takes to draw the diagram. Read, draw the diagram, answer pops up automatically. In the sense, it doesn't take much effort. Angles are good. Take time, draw the diagram, all of you. For all the questions that we do today, make an effort to draw schematic diagram. Yeah, all right. So let's try and see how the schematic diagram might look like quickly out here. Yeah, this can be a kind of a schematic diagram that you can think of. The horizontal distance between the two towers, this is the tower 1. So this is my tower 1 longer. This is my tower 2. How do you understand that the tower 2 is a shorter one? Here, the angle of elevation from the top of the first tower when seen from the top of the second tower, which means naturally you are here, or let the person is here, or let the person is seeing like this. Naturally the tower 1 is taller, so we got to read and we have to understand that which is the taller tower between the two. The second sentence clarifies this: the angle of elevation of the top of the first tower, this is the top of the first tower, that is point B, when seen from the top of the second tower. The word is elevation. You got to elevate means what? You are at a lower height. All right, now therefore the second tower is shorter, right? Is 30 degrees. Good. So therefore this is forming 30 degrees. If the height of the second tower is 40 meters, very good, this is 40 meters. Therefore naturally this is also 40 meters. Which is 40 meters? XA is 40 meters. Find the height of the first tower. Good. So what is given to me? The distance between the towers is 60 root 3. I can shift this 60 root 3 to the top quickly. Here I can say that this is also 60 root 3. So two triangles that we were talking about. Think about the triangle 45, 45, 90. The angles, or these are the two technically we kind of use more often than not. In a 45, 45, 90 triangle, the sides opposite these angles are in the ratio 1:1 is to root 2. So therefore I'm adding this particular heights and distances, I'm putting it under the triangle, under the geometry, rather than putting it under the pure trigonometry. We will try and do a lecture on trigonometry, then we will speak more about it, right? That's when we will speak more about trigonometry. So I'm putting this under geometry because heights and distances, 8 out of 10 questions, we actually don't have to know too much about the trigonometry. That is the truth of the fact, right? Yeah. Other triangle that we use is what? 30, 60, 90 triangle. The side opposite these particular angles are in the ratio 1:root 3:2. Use whichever is useful to you. So therefore I'm coming to this. This is what I'm going to use in this particular question. Therefore this is 60 degrees. The side opposite 60 is 60 root 3. Therefore side opposite 30 is going to be 60 root 3 divided by root 3, because root 3 corresponds to 60 root 3. Therefore what 1 corresponds to? Naturally 1 corresponds to 60 root 3 divided by root 3, which becomes 60. Technically you are trying to say that this is 60 plus 40, which is nothing but 100. All the effort it takes is to draw the diagram. Otherwise it doesn't take any effort after this in 8 out of 10 questions. Honestly, it does not take much effort. I'm not promising that it will be as simple as this. There may be another element added, some aeroplane is going, some speed, etc, etc. Sure, but that's still a trivia. Idea is what? Hey, draw that schematic diagram. More often than not, it turns out to be one of this. In 8 out of 10 questions, whatever be the complexity, it turns out to be one of these particular triangles, 45, 45, 90 or 30, 60, 90. Rarely you find some different angles. Fair enough? Okay, so are we all good on this? Shall we go to the next one? Warm-ups. Quickly, 2-3 warm-up questions we will do. Good on this? Yeah. Good. Everybody good? Good to go to the next one. Yep. Yeah. All right. All right. Rishabh, Shrikar, Isha, Sumit. Others are also good? Not just these four? All good? I mean, any doubts, ask me now itself, because we'll do 2 or 3 drills. After that, we'll expose little deeper. Let's go little deeper after that, right? So by that time, you should warm up drawing the diagrams in the given time. All right. Yeah, cool. All right. At least I got 5-6 confirmation. I'm hoping that everybody is fine with it nevertheless. All right. So let's move to the next one from here. So here comes another one. Yeah, take 2 minutes. 2 minutes is actually big time. Is good enough for these questions, these warm-up questions, but I'm giving more time because you may have to draw the schematic diagram. From that perspective, I'm giving more time. Yeah, because once you draw the schematic diagram, answer comes within few seconds. Just the drawing diagram right. Go ahead, take a look at this question, put the diagram to perspective. Yeah, these are the drills, simple ones. Shouldn't take much time even to draw the diagram. Go ahead. Okay, all right. The first question was on angle of elevation. Here the keyword is angle of depression. Right, angle of depression. We did one on elevation and we are doing one on depression, right? Yeah, okay. Now this is how the angle of depression question might look like. Good, yeah, yeah. So 2 minutes is kind of a good time. You should be able to do that, most of you. Yeah, if I give little more, few more seconds, you all will do this. Yeah, okay. Tell me, Shrikar, what is the basic doubt? Ask quickly, ask now. Ask, put it in the chat. Type fast. We will see, we will see, we will see, we will see. This is the first position of the boat. Position one. First position of the boat. This is the angle. Alright, man is here. So man is here. He was supposed to be looking like this. That's a straight, that's a vision, line of vision. First is this. This is the angle of depression. This is 30 degrees. This is the angle of depression. He has to bend his head down by 30 degrees to see the first position of the boat. Boat is coming towards this particular point, right? The foot of that particular tower. So this is the second position. So when he goes to the second position, right, this is the second position. The angle of depression, 60 degrees. Comfortable? Could you visualize the diagram? Shrikar, got it? Yeah. So that's the point there, right? So technically alternate angles you can use for all angle. For this you can technically use alternate angles quickly. Angle of depression. Alternate angle can be a quick keyword there. Fair enough. If I'm using the quick keyword, what is this? If this is 30, let me take the first position. If this is 30, then this is also 30. Alternate angle here. All right, this becomes an alternate angle. So we all know that's a very basic. Yeah, that becomes 30-degree angle of depression. Now it says that, hey, what do we know? If I say that this height of the tower is h, then I know that, hey, therefore this entire thing is 60 degrees. Now forget this particular line for the time being because I have a 30 degree, there is a 60 degree, this is 90. So therefore you say this entire distance is h root 3. This whole stuff is h root 3. Good, that is my case 1. So earlier the boat was h root 3 distance away. That is the point there. Cool. So this h remains because the height is not going to change. Take the second case here. What is the second case? Angle of the depression. Here is the position 2. Position 1 story is over. Position 2, so angle of depression is 60 degrees. Therefore alternate angle, this becomes 60 degrees and hence this becomes 30 degree. Now take a look at this particular triangle. The side opposite 60, the side opposite 60 is h. Therefore the side opposite 30 is going to be h divided by root 3. Fair enough. That is h divided by root 3 and the whole distance is h by h root 3. The whole distance is h root 3. So how much is this? I can find out. This particular distance is nothing but h root 3 minus h divided by root. H root 3 minus h divided by root 3. Upon simplification, I will get 2h divided by root 3. Okay, therefore, what is the ratio of the distances? If I just put it to perspective, this is 2h divided by root 3. Let me find the ratio of the distances. Why ratio of the distances? Because anyway, I'm talking about the time. The ratio will tell me the picture. More the distance, more the time. Less the distance, less the time. So I will remove this root 3 and h also I will remove. Therefore, you say that the ratio of the distance is 1:2. 1:2. If I say this distance was 2x units, 2x kilometers or 2x units, this distance is going to be 1x unit. This distance is going to be 1x units. Hey, how much time it took to travel 2x units? 9 minutes. 9 minutes it took because angle changed from 30 degrees to 60 degree in 9 minutes. To travel 2x, this fellow wants 9 minutes. Therefore, to travel 1x distance, that is this hashed line, to travel 1x distance, how much time? Half of that particular time, 4.5 minutes, which becomes your answer. Nothing. You just have to draw the diagram mindfully. Whenever angle of depression comes, just take the keyword alternate angle. Angle of depression goes well with the alternate angle. Put the alternate angle, it becomes a triangle, right angle triangle with some with certain angles probably that are known to you. If the answers are known to you, all the time it takes is to draw the diagram. Put the diagram, 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90. Hardly takes any time to do this. By now you should have kind of realized it. Hypotenuse is useless. When it comes to heights and distances, hypotenuse is generally useless, right? 9 out of 10 times. All right, now more than that, you may say that, hey, something like 19 out of 20 times. Hypotenuse is nothing to do with me. Sometimes hypotenuse is to do with something. We will see, all right, we will see them at a later stage. 19 out of 20 questions, hypotenuse is a useless commodity when it comes to heights and distances. That's another point you can keep in mind, because 1 out of 20 is pretty rarity that's what we're talking about. Otherwise, it's nothing to do with the hypotenuse. Focus on the other things, because we did 2 questions. You would have noticed, did we write any dimensions for the hypotenuse? No. Therefore, don't give priority to hypotenuse. Don't think more from the hypotenuse. Think about the other angles and the other distances. Fair enough. That should have set things into the perspective. Quickly, let's do one more warm up. Now this time I will give only 1 minute, because drawing this diagram is really easy. Go ahead, 1 minute warm up. Quick, just a minute warm up. Put it to perspective, this should not take more than a minute. Yeah, good, very good, very good, very good. 45 degrees, that's right, that's right. In the sense, what I'm trying to say is, hey, by that look and feel of the numbers, try to identify the angles also. It can be other way round as well. It need not be 45 degree. I can ask for 60 degrees also. I can ask for 30 degrees also. Some nice numbers, right? For some nice numbers, I can always put certain lengths or heights in perspective, and then I can ask those numbers, right? Yeah, this is the eye is somewhere here, the eye is somewhere here. Here is the person. This is the height of the person. DC is the height of the person, which is 1.5 meter. I can say this is also 1.5 meter, right? It is 1.5 meter tall, is 38.5 meter away from the tower, which is 40 meters high. If it is tower is 40 meters high, there is already 1.5, therefore the remaining is 38.5. Author says this is 38.5. The distance between the tower and the person is 38.5, which I can very well shift it here. I can write this as 38.5. If I take a look at these figures and this particular triangle, I understand that, hey, 2 sides are equal. Therefore, those 2 angles will be equal. One angle is 90. Therefore, each of the remaining angles has to be 45. Cool. All right. Likewise, I can create some distances. I can give the numbers, so that either I could, instead of 45, I can make it 30. I can make it 60. I can make some good number. So generally, we don't give these kind of questions with 15 degrees or 75 degrees, because it's identifying. Now they will become kind of root 2 minus something, root 2 plus something. It'll not make much sense. It's very difficult for the people to identify such figures. So we refrain them, but we use some nice numbers, looking at which you can actually identify the angle. All right, so that puts us to the perspective. Here comes another question that puts us to perspective. Yeah, cool. Now try this, my friends. Try this. Cat question was little harder than this. Little harder. This is 1 notch below cat question. 1 notch below, because cat used the angle 15 degrees. 15, 75, right? Yeah, I change the angles to nice figures, so that we get the concept. After that, whether it is 15, 75 shouldn't matter. Yeah, take 2 minutes on this particular question, and everybody try to get the answer right here. Yeah, warm up is done. Try to put it the applications now. Everybody work with applications. So elevation, depression, all that is done. Quickly do few questions which appeared in the exams as it is. I made changes to make sometimes the numbers better. Yeah. All right. Let's try and do this. Let's try and do this. Actually, CAT question was little harder than this. A little, not harder than this, because the angles were not very convenient. All right. It might look something like this. Your schematic diagram might look something like this. The person was here. This is the first position of the person. He observed the peak, the highest point on the top. This is the peak. Alright, this is the highest point. That's what he observed. He understood that, hey, the angle of elevation is 60, angle of elevation is 45 degrees. Angle of elevation is 45 degrees. However, it may not be a straight line like this. It may not be a straight line, but then he can measure the angle to be this. But the mountain could be something like this, right? As you go to the mountain, it may get steep up like this, something like that. Therefore, what he did, he walked through this particular line, which he called it as 100 meter. He says that, hey, this gradient was 30 degrees. And suddenly, after reaching this particular point B, he figured out that the gradient has shifted to 60 degrees. That's how it is shifting. In the sense, like technically, you are trying to say that when you want to go to the peak of the mountain, this question suggests it could be like this, something like that. It's gradually going up. So he reached a point B. That B, all right, now it was about 30-degree elevation. That's how he was climbing up. So once he reached B, this is the straight line of vision. From here, the angle has changed to 60 degree. Who said? Author only said slope was 30 degrees. And then the elevation has changed to 60 degree, but overall elevation was 45 degree. Therefore, on the face of it, your diagram would look something like this. Guys, first give a quick confirmation that the diagram is clear. Because once the diagram is clear, answering the question is no big deal. It's always about putting the diagram in place when it comes to heights and distances. We have to get the diagram right. If the schematic diagram is right, half job is done. We got to get the schematic diagram clear. Diagram clear, my explanation is clear to you. Explanation is clear. Did I put these sentences to perspective clearly? Everybody? Yeah. Because after that answering is no big deal. You just have to put those numbers to perspective clearly. That's important there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. So now he's saying that therefore, hey, why don't you find the height? Height is nothing but this from here till here. Height is nothing but this. This is what I need to figure it out. Cool. All right, let's go in here. Let's go in here. Let's find the height. Let me call this one as H1 and let me call this as H2. Add them, then you will get your answer. H1 plus H2 together will be your answer. Hey, why you broke it like this? Let's come to it. Let's come to it in a while. Okay, this particular number was 100 meters. This is 100. This is 100. It's given after ascending 100 meters. This particular length is 100. So he measured it. How long, how many, what is the distance he measured? Assume that he has something like odometer that he can measure, count. So he went up by 100 meters. Good. So therefore 90. The side, this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Which is the 30, 60, 90 triangle? I'm talking about APB. First focus on the triangle APB, which is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. The side opposite 90 is nothing but 100 units. Therefore, side opposite 30 is going to be 50 units. Cool. Therefore, this is 50. Alright, this particular one is 50. And hence I say that H1 is equal to 50. Okay. Then I shifted to the second position. We now shifted to the second position. So here we are. So we are at B now. At this point in time, we are at B. And this particular distance is 50. Now from here, I need to move up further. I need to now find out what is my H2 is going to look like, right? H2 is going to look like. So how do I go about this? Now I will take up this particular triangle. This particular angle is 60. But what is the commonality? Which leg I use to find this? Because now on the face of it, it looks like I don't know this. I don't know this and I don't know this. Which leg do I use to get this, my friends? Which leg do I use to get this? Which leg do I use to get this? This is where the plan of action should come. Which leg do I use to get that particular premise? Can you guys quickly put that to perspective? Yeah. Good. All perfect. Very nice. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. The base is also same as H1 plus H2. What is your base? Your base is also same as H1 plus H2. Now you may wonder, how on earth the base is also going to be H1 and H2? Let us remove this for the time being. So take a look at this. Your base, this is 45 degree. Look at this triangle. Which triangle I want you to look at? Look at the triangle A, Q and S. Look at the triangle A, Q and S. So therefore it is given that this is 45 and hence this is 45. And if I say that the side opposite this 45 is H1 plus H2, then the side opposite this is also H1 plus H2. Both are going to be same. All right, both these particular lengths are going to be same. All right, so now between this, so anyway I know the value of H1, therefore let me not worry about it. Let me call this as 50. By now this is 50, and let me simply call this particular distance as X. X plus 50 is my answer. Let me put it to perspective as it is. Now listen to me very carefully, out of which I knew that this is 100. Listen my friends, everybody listen, this is 100. This particular distance was given to me as 100, and I found out that hey, this particular distance is 50, this angle was 30, and now I can find out this particular distance. What is this? Side opposite 60. This is 50 root 3. This distance is nothing but 50 root 3. This is 50 root 3. Okay, therefore when I know that the entire distance was 50 plus X, this whole distance was 50 plus X. Now I can find out only this particular leg, right? Only this particular leg I can find out. What is this particular leg? This is going to be 50 plus X minus 50 root 3. Where is that? Hey, here is total is 50 plus X, out of which one side I have 50 root 3. I can find out the other side. It is going to look like what? Upon simplification, you may find this as 50 times of 1 minus root 3 plus X. In other words, this side is nothing but X plus 50 times of root 3, or at 50 times 50, or at 1 plus 50 times of 1 minus root 3. Okay, are you clear with this particular dimension? Are you clear with this particular dimension? Quickly, are you clear with this number? You got this particular length? 50 plus X minus 50 root 3 is clear? Quick, that's clear. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Then it's over. Okay, now look at this. Come back to this piece of the triangle. Very nice. Come back to this triangle. This is again a 30, 60, 90 triangle in which I can shift this dimension onto the top. The side opposite 30 is going to be X plus 50 times of, or I can write it as minus also. This can also be written as, if because root 3 is a bigger number, you want to write this as, you can take minus sign outside. 50 times of root 3, you can write it like this as well, and then you can write it as minus 1. That is also fine. Writing all the same information can be written like this. Nothing I did, I just took a minus sign outside. It appears like this. So I will write this as X minus 50 times of root 3 minus 1. Now this is the dimension of the side opposite 30. Therefore dimension of the side opposite 60 is nothing but root 3 times of this whole value, root 3 times of X minus 50 times of root 3 minus 1. Root 3 minus 1, which is also equal to this X, which is also equal to X. One equation, one variable, you get the value of X from here. Then you got to add X plus 50, which becomes your answer. All right, this is what you got to solve. Okay, you got this equation. This equation is clear, everybody? Equation is clear. Quickly confirm. Equation is clear. I hope I didn't confuse you. Why I'm asking this confirmation is, we are getting it in place because everything is a 30, 60, 90 triangle or 45, 45, 90 triangle. A beautiful question, right? Everything is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, 45, 45, 90 triangle, but because of the language used, this was the CAT question, by the language used, you get kind of confused with the language, right? Yeah, in fact, the CAT had given 15 degree. This 30 degree was 15 degree, right? And hence that required little more calculation. Guys, other than Rishav, Isha, Sumit and Preet, confirm that you are all on with me. All you guys are with me on this. Yeah, cool. Yeah, otherwise, see, once you draw the schematic diagram, right, it simply boils down to 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90. Sure, all right, simplifying this is no big deal. We can write this as root 3 times of X minus 50 times of root 3 is nothing but, you may say that a 150 minus 150 plus, you can also write this as You can also write this as 50 root 3 is also equal to x. You can get this x onto the other side. You can write x times of root 3 minus 1 is also equal to. You can put the other one also into the perspective if you want, or you can take them to the other side. You can write it as 50 times of root 3 or 50 times of 3 minus root. You can write it like this. Sure, all right, you get this premise. From here you get the value of x is equal to 50 times of you can take root 3 common here. You can write it as root 3 minus 1 divided by root 3 minus 1. This get cancelled, and hence you say that the value of x is nothing but 50 root 3. That was the value of x. Value of x is 50 root 3. You have got to add 50 to this, and hence you write it as 50 times of root 3 plus 1 is the required answer, which is nothing but choice A. Calculation doesn't take much time out from there. This is what it technically becomes. Answer is option A, which becomes 50 times of root 3 plus 1. They're all beautiful angles, 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90. You just have to connect them. You just have to connect the three diagrams. This diagram, you got to connect with this diagram with the larger diagram, which was 45, 45, 90. That connection might take a little bit of time there. Clear there? That is also right, Sahil. Sahil is giving a nice perspective. Very nice. I liked it. I liked it. Sahil is giving a perspective. Right? Sahil has observed another angle here. Very nice perspective. Listen, guys, that's a fantastic perspective he has given. So he's saying that BS also would become 100, right? BS also would become 100. What he has observed is this angle. So we know that this is 60. We know this is 90, and we know this has become another, this is another 60. 60, 60, 60, 60 and 90. So therefore he has figured out this particular angle. He just checked that, hey, what is this angle is going to be, this side of this particular angle, right? Yeah, so 120 plus 90 has become 120 plus 90, 210 out of 360, because all around this is going to be 360. I have 60 here, there is a 90 here, and there is another 60 here. So which will be equal to 210, and hence this has become 150. That gives me an advantage. Had I noticed this particular angle as 150, so then this becomes 15 degrees, right? Because the whole thing was 45 degrees. This is 15, and hence now this can be observed as 15. Which triangle? You can observe the triangle ABS. Let me highlight that. There is A, there is B, and there is S. Had you done that, the job would have become much more faster, right? Instead of going roundabout in that particular fashion, had we just paid attention to this being 150, yeah. So now this becomes an isosceles triangle, and hence this is 100. I can mark this as 100. Once I mark this as 100, the job is done, because now this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Side opposite 90 is this, and I can quickly find out what is side opposite this. Would have been done much faster. Fair enough. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good observation, Sahil. Fantastic. Brilliant. All of you got this perspective? All of you got this perspective? Yeah, it appears like 15 degrees there, but that's helping us. That's helping us. Had we just calculated that angle, we could have saved pretty much time there. Yeah, quite a bit of time would have saved on calculation. Yeah. Good? Cool. All right. Let's move to the next one. Let's move to the next one. Yeah, another exam question. Try this. I will give a good 2 minutes. It shouldn't actually take 2 minutes, but yeah, because there is a couple of sentences to read and put that as a diagram. Do that. Everybody try to get the schematic diagrams right. We are doing some of these exam questions. Warm-up stage is done. Check how do you approach them. Yeah. Hmm. Let me create a schematic diagram for this. Observe, say that, hey, this is the base and base, this is the base. Observe guys, quickly, observe, let's finish this. So here is a plant, say this is the stem of this particular plant, and this is the water surface. Till here, let's say that, hey, this is the water surface. Here is the water surface. This is the what pond, this is the water, right? Yeah, say this is the water surface. Okay, the flower is here. Here is the flower. Here is the flower. Somewhere here, the stem 20 centimeter, all that stuff. So you want stem is green. Say the flower is something like red. So here is the flower. Steady wind blows. Assume that the wind is blowing this direction. The wind has blown in this direction. Let's assume the wind here. Wind blows any direction. Wind has blown. So therefore, what happened? The stem moved to this position. The stem moved to this position like this, and where the flower is just on the surface of the water. The stem moved horizontally so that the flower has moved to that particular position. The stem has bent, right? Now, therefore, the flower has moved to that particular position. Okay, now I am talking about what is the depth of the water. Fair enough. Okay, this is the diagram. If you want to put this to the diagram, what is the 20 centimeter? This is 20. If you want to understand where is the 20, this is 20. Right, the stem above. Okay, this is this 20. What is this 60 centimeters referring to? It is referring to horizontal component of the distance traveled. And then I say that, hey, this is 60. I'm hashing that line. This is 60. This hashed lines. Right, this hashing is 60. This is the message he was trying to give me. Therefore, this has become 60. And then he is saying that, hey, what is the depth? Let us say that this is the depth. Let me go with the red color. This is the depth. So he is saying that, why don't you tell me what is the depth of this? Okay, let me give some points here. Pretty simple one from here. Let me give some values. Let me call this point as A. This is the base, and there is a point B here, and there is a point C here. Okay, what is the distance AB? So therefore ABC is a triangle, right angle triangle, in which one distance is D here, the one of them is 60 here, and this is going to be D plus 20. This is D plus 20. How it is D plus 20? Because this D plus 20 is same as the stem. Because what is the stem length here? Look at the green line. This entire green line is D plus 20. The same stem has bent to this particular position. Therefore, that is also D plus 20. And hence consider this right angle triangle where the hypotenuse is D plus 20. One of the legs is 60 and there is a D. Technically, you are trying to say that D square plus 60 square is equal to D plus 20 whole square. Upon solving, you get D is equal to 80. You solve this, it's a quadratic. D square gets cancelled on both the sides. It becomes a linear equation, appears to be quadratic, but it becomes a linear equation. You directly get the depth is equal to 80 centimeters. That is the depth of this particular pond. You may feel like laughing at it. It's very short, 80 centimeters. Yeah, that's okay. All right, now that's okay. That's the depth of this particular pond. Okay, made sense? Everybody made sense? Clear? Made sense? See, every time tan theta etc. may not be required. So here this time we use the Pythagorean theorem. That's it. Pythagorean theorem. Like this, they try to create application. Whether you use tan theta, sin theta, Pythagorean theorem doesn't matter to them. There would be certain right angle triangles. Guys, everybody made some sense other than Rishabh, Sumit and Isha. You guys got connected with this? Clear about this application? Yeah. Okay. Super. Nice. Good. So let's take another exam question. Try to get the schematic diagram. That's where the effort should go. Once you get that particular diagram, rest should be doable. Rest should not take much time. Getting the diagram is critical. Get the wrong diagram, everything get messed up. I'll give 2 minutes. Another beautiful question. Yeah, all these are from CAT, ZAT or IIFT as it is. In fact, this is an IIFT question as it is. Similar kind of questions came in CAT and ZAT. All varieties. If you just look at last 20 years papers, all are the same type of questions. Just the numbers keep changing, scenarios keep changing, logic remains same. Yeah. What happened? There was, okay, three things. All right, now three kind of words is what we use here. One is angle of elevation. One is angle of elevation, right? The other one is angle of depression. So the other one is subtended, angle subtended, right? The other word, other key thing that we use, angle subtended, angle subtended. We got this kind of similar word in one of our lectures earlier as well. Angle subtended is, these are the three key words. Now generally people falter whenever the question comes on angle subtended. Whenever angle is subtended, it is like this. Hey, there will be a position. This one will create an angle theta here. Angle subtended means this whole thing AB subtends an angle theta at C. That is how we see. This is what you mean by angle being subtended by an object at a particular point, right? That is what it is. So that is the angle subtended. That's a word used here, subtended. Pole subtend equal angle. Two things. The building subtends an equal angle. Pole also subtend an equal angle. Let's put this diagram to perspective quickly. Let's put this diagram to perspective. The diagram might look something like this. A flag pole. This is the pole. This is the flag pole. On the mall. This is on the mall. Which is the mall here? AB is the mall. And BT is the pole. B to T is the pole. Together. All right. Now, pole is how much? Pole length is 75. This is 75 units. What is the mall height? The mall height is 325. Together how much? Together it is 400 meters. Mall and the pole together is 400 meters. An observer at a height of 400 meters. Therefore, observer is here. Observer is also here because he is also at the same height. All right, now this height is 400 meters. Observer is right at that particular height of 400 meters. What author trying to say? He is saying that mall building subtends an angle theta, which implies, hey, this whole stuff, this red hashing, this is the mall building. So if I just take a look at this whole building, this subtends an angle called theta to the observer. This subtends an angle at the eye of the observer, that's a theta. Similarly, author is also saying that pole also subtend, both of them subtend equal angles. He says that name it as theta, fine. So pole also subtends the same angle theta, which is the pole, only this particular part, a pinkish part, that also subtends an angle theta. This is the schematic diagram. Confirm me that the diagram is clear. Diagram is clear. This is X. Author is interested in this X. What is the distance between the mall and the person? Horizontal distance. This is what I need. X is what I need to find out. Is the diagram clear? Because getting the diagram is the key. Once you get it, rest is incidental. Diagram is clear, my friends. Everybody, diagram is clear. Quickly confirm. Yep. Because schematic diagram is the key here. All right, cool. All right, since now you got the schematic diagram, figure out. All right, now therefore you figure out. First take this particular triangle PTB. In the triangle PTB, you are interested in X, therefore don't leave this X. Hypotenuse doesn't matter to us because these are two different hypotenuse, doesn't really matter to us. And hence you may say that tan theta. All right, now tan theta, because I want X divided by this 75. I could capitalize on this. What is tan theta? Tan theta is 75 divided by X. You may take cot theta also, doesn't matter which one you use. Tan theta is equal to 75 by X. Okay, that's one diagram. Take the second diagram. Second diagram is take P, T and A. Look at till the bottom. Then the whole stuff will be 2 theta. Theta plus theta, 2 theta. Again use tan T, tan 2 theta because I don't want to let go of the text here. Tan 2 theta is nothing but overall length. What is the overall length? 400 meters. 400 divided by X. Right. From here, I'll be able to figure out what is the value of X, all right, approximately, or whichever the sense, we can find this out, provided we know how to write tan 2 theta and we make use of this tan theta, right? Yeah. What is tan 2 theta? Tan 2 theta is nothing but 2 tan theta, that is tan A plus tan B. You can remember tan A plus tan B, in which A is equal to B. That's it. That's all we are trying to say. What is tan A plus tan B? Tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A into tan B, right? Tan A into tan B. That is the formula for tan A plus B, in which A and B are equal. Therefore, you kind of write it as 2 tan theta divided by 1 minus tan theta whole square, which can also be written as tan square theta. Doesn't matter. Some people may write it as tan theta whole square or tan square theta. Representations are your choice. Doesn't matter. Now here you come back and substitute. What is the value of tan 2 theta? 400 divided by X. 400 divided by x. What is tan theta? We know the value is 75 by x. Therefore, 2 times of 75 by x. Whole thing divided by 1 minus 75 by x whole square. So I may have to simplify this and get somewhere the value of x square. I think from here you first get the value of x square. Okay, one of you give me the value of x square. X square, resolve this, you will get the value of x square from this function. You get the value of x square from this function, and then we can take a root, all that stuff. What is the value of x square? X square will not have any roots. Quickly solve. Guys, quick. Rishabh has given number, other than that no other number. Sahil 120. Rishabh has given some number. Sahil's number is different. Christy got altogether a different answer. Hey, one simple calculation, guys. Is it 11 o'clock effect that you are not able to calculate one simple value? Quick. Nothing? Any other person to confirm other than Srishti, Rishav and Sahil? Calculate how long it is taking. Somebody else quickly confirm this. What is the value of x square? Not x, x square you tell me. Because you will get a square function from here. After all x's get cancelled. See, why I'm saying how do I know that square function? Because this x is getting cancelled with this. This 2 is going with 200. Right? Therefore, I know that this x square will be left. There is no choice in the matter. That x square will be left. 70 square, 75 square by x square. I know that that x square will be left. You can't cancel that. So therefore, you will get the value of x square for sure. One look at this, we know that it is a square function. X square is equal to something. And 75 square is also not a big deal to calculate. Why you guys are taking so long? I think what Sahil says is somewhere closer, but there is a 200 here. So where this is going? Where this is going? Because in the Sahil's number, the 200, how it got consumed, Sahil? I'm not sure. Sorry, Rishabh, it got consumed. That's a little unusual. Calculate, Rishabh, once again calculate and check. Yeah, okay. X square is equal to 90,000. Sure. Or at x square, or because yeah. Right, x square is equal to, say, already know, because Srikar is saying that it's a very simple calculation. Yeah, simple calculation, right? Yeah, okay. Say already 9,000. X square is equal to 9,000. From 9,000, you can write this as 30 square. Already this is 900 into 10. That is 30 square. That is 30 square into 10. That is your x square. Therefore, x is equal to 30 root 10. In that case, x will be equal to 30 root 10. That is the distance that he is away. If you think that it is 9,000, you think it is 9,000, this is the value that you are going to get. This is the value that you are going to get. One of you said that 4,500. In that case, you will get 30 root 5, right? You will get 30 root 5. Yeah. So everybody is getting a different number, but then 9,000 seems to be dominating. I get 9,000 seems to be right. 30 root 10 should be kind of the value that you are talking about. 30 root 10 is nothing but 30 into 3, 90. So technically you are trying to say that roughly about 90 meters away. 90 meters away, that's what you are roughly trying to say, because root 10 value is nothing but about 3. Root 10 value is about 3. Yeah. Check this, or you want me to solve it, I will solve it. So long to do this one calculation, my friends, right? So all you got to do is a 200 is equal to 75 divided by, right, 75 divided by 1 minus instead you can write as x square minus 75 whole square divided by x, right? This is all you are trying to get from here. From here, upon resolving this, I mean, I just rewrote this particular portion. That is how it looks like. And hence you may say that this is x square is also equal to 200 times of x square minus 75 square, x square minus 75 square divided by 70, divided by 70. So you can also regroup this, and then you have to work it out quickly there. X plus 75, x minus 75, which way you want to do. Check it out. So you have to regroup all of them together, right? That's what one job that you have. So it'll take a little time. I'm not saying, I'm not denying this. Therefore, you have 75 x square on one side, 200 x square on the other side, minus 200 times of 75 square. So 200 minus this is nothing but 125 x square is also 125 x square is nothing but 200 times of 75 whole square. This is what you are kind of getting it out here. So, and hence you may say that this is 125, this is 5 times, and this is 8 times. Therefore, x square is equal to 8 by 5 times of 8 by times 5 times of 75 whole square. 75 whole square. Right? Yeah. Is it making sense? Clear about this? Clear about this? Are you getting this? What I'm trying to say? Yeah. Cool. Cool so far. Yeah. Yeah. This is all I was expecting you to do. It's a pretty simple calculation. Okay, so therefore you are getting the x is equal to, you can take 4 common here, 75 into 2, right? Therefore that would become 150 times of root of 2 by 5. Something like this it looks. Something like this it looks. I am hoping that I have not done any mistake out here, right? No. I did a mistake. This is what? 200 times of x square minus 75 square is equal to 75 x square. Yeah, it's correct. It's right. It's right. Yeah, this is how it should look. This is how it should look. This is the value of x roughly. This is the value of x roughly. Fair enough. Anyway, based on this, some answer options will be there. The idea is not about just getting onto the calculation here. The idea is what is angle subtended. Once you get the angle subtended, there were choices for this particular question. Use it and resolve it. Use it and resolve it. Cool. All right. Yeah, let's take a look at one last question for the day, and then we will kind of conclude it. Yeah. Try this. Everybody try this. Push yourself. This was the cat question. I changed numbers just to help our discussion. I removed answer options. Change some of the numbers. Change some of the numbers. Interpret this. It might take about 2 minutes. 2 minutes should be a good time. Take 2 minutes. Interpret it. Yeah, there is no dirty calculation here. Don't worry. Some questions might have dirty calculations. And for obviously some reasons, you took 5 minutes to calculate and give me that 9,000 figure. Yeah, try this. Get the diagram quickly. If you get the diagram, it takes only 30 seconds after that to get the final answer. Good. Very good. Beautiful. Very good. Very good. Some of you got kind of closed it within the given time. Beautiful. Wonderful. Yeah. Cool. This is how it can be visualized. If I say that, hey, this is the flow of the river, is something like this. Alright, there is an island. Alright, in the wide width of this particular river. River is flowing between P and Q. These are the two opposite points. Assume that the river is flowing something like this. This is the direction of this particular river. Now there is an island. In the island, there is a tree, alright, which I marked it as T. And there are two opposite points on the banks of the river from where you are observing this particular tree. Then put it the other way around here. So let's say the tree has a height. This is the height of the tree, which is Tx. Because tree was here, there is a point T which I'm relating with this particular T. There is a point P which has come here. There is a point Q which has gone there. Same thing, I tried to put it in a different perspective. This is the first visualization. Maybe this is the second visualization. Once you get that visualization done, this is all at first you kind of visualize this diagram. You don't have to draw it, but you first visualize this. And then once you visualize this, you replace this particular diagram in this particular fashion. Once you replace it, all the angles are good. So there should not be too much of a problem. When you try to look from P, there is an angle of elevation is 30 degrees, the top of the tree, because this is the top, X is the top of that particular tree. When you're looking from Q, that is making an angle of elevation of 45 degrees. Say, what is the complete width of this particular river? 42 meters, right? Complete width is 42 meters. From here till here, it is 42 meters. And he's asking that, why don't you tell me the height of the river? If I want the height of the river, let me call it as H. If I call this as H, side opposite 30 degrees is H. Therefore, in this triangle, this would be 60 degrees. Side opposite 60, this P to T would become H root 3. Okay, that's on one hand. On the other hand, come to the other side of the triangle here. So this is 45 degrees. Therefore, this is going to be 45. Side opposite 45 is H. Therefore, this is also going to be H. So one side you are H root 3. The other side is H. Together should be equal to 42. Therefore, H root 3 plus H is equal to 42. Hardly takes any time. You say that H times of root 3 plus 1 is equal to 42. H is equal to 42 divided by root 3 plus 1. If you rationalize, generally the denominators will be rationalized in the exam. Therefore, 42 times of root 3 minus 1 divided by 2, which is 21 times of root 3 minus 1. Sometimes it's wise to remember the root 3 value as well. Root 3 value is nothing but 1.732. So 21 times of 1.732 minus 1. You can also get this as 0.732 into 21. So sometimes they expect that we know the values of root 2 and root 3, and they'll say that at times the answer options could be in the decimal place. Rare, but yes, they do sometimes in the exam. Remember the values of at least root 2 and root 3, which are kind of expected from us. Fair enough. All right, that brings us kind of to the end of discussion. I hope all of you kind of revised a little bit about the heights and distances. Pretty much we discussed most of the time about 30, 60, 90 application. We will also look at some of the applications where it need not be 30, 60, 90 at a later stage. Why I'm going with these important ones is 8 out of 10 times what questions come are more important to us than what comes 2 out of 10 times. So therefore, with the revision perspective, we will kind of try and always take a look at what is majority. The minority we will try and see at a later stage, or once I give this kind of revision, you will be able to revise the remaining 2 out of 10. All right, that is what I kind of expect. But I'm saying that, hey, revise these 2 out of 10 as well. These 2 out of 10 are technically to do with what? 15 degree angles, 75 degree angles, something like that, right? 105 degree angles. think about those angles as well. Don't ignore them. For that, you have to know sin A plus B, cos A plus B, or A minus B, sin A plus B or A minus B, something like that. These are the things that you might have to kind of be mindful about to resolve the remaining 2 out of 10 questions, right? Yeah, that's pretty much about today's discussion on this. I hope all of you learned something, my friends. Quickly put it in the chat. Put that in the chat. Kind of everybody learned something through the discussion. Yes. Why don't you put it in the chat before you wind up? Yeah, did I help you to revise few things? Everyone, on the heights and distances, at least 80% of the question types. We tried to revise as much as we could, all kind of varieties. Yep. Cool. All right. Yeah. There are some free mocks as well. So one of them is on 7th. The other one is on 14th of November as well. The 14th of November, there are some free mocks. If your time slot in CAT is around 12:30 to 2:30, try and take these particular mocks on Sundays, right? You can use the invitation code Belvi 100 to come and take these particular mocks. Yeah, that is pretty much about it. So tomorrow night, again, we will catch up at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. We will meet at 10 p.m. and we'll discuss a little bit about the coordinate geometry. Coordinate. I'm not going to revise all the formulas, etc., etc. No, I will take the typical question types. I expect that if you want to attend that particular lecture, read a little bit about pre-reads, read a little bit about the coordinate geometry, and then attend the lecture, because otherwise you expect that, hey, you will tell me the point slope form of a straight line, 2-point form of a straight line. No, I'm not going to say all that, right? Yeah. So if there is a line, the parallel to that particular line, equation of a line parallel to a given line looks like what, equation of a line perpendicular to the given line looks like a what. No, I'm not going to brief all that. That will take 30 minutes, right? That will take 30 minutes. Please do that pre-reads, then come. We will try and explore. Of course, I will revise. While I'm doing the questions, I will revise, but I will not give that 30 minutes briefing in the beginning of the lecture. That would be dull and boring, especially when you're preparing for CAT 21 types, right? Yeah. So do that pre-reads for coordinate geometry, attend the lecture tomorrow night at 10 p.m. If you liked our content, what we have discussed today, so like it before you leave the lecture. Yeah, one or two of you had some concerns. You wanted to discuss that some things with me. You can join onto this particular Telegram group, and you can message me on this particular Telegram group, then I will take it further there. So a couple of you, I mentioned in the beginning, you had some concerns, something that you wanted to discuss with me. So you can hop onto this particular Telegram group and we can put it together. Okay, all right, Preet. No worries, man. No worries. Good night to everybody. Good night, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Yep. Good night. Stay blessed. Take sufficient rest. Watch your health during the season of exam. Watch it. So health is very important. Watch your health and stay blessed. Good night, everybody. Good night.